King Charles III of the United Kingdom returns to Balmoral Castle. The Imperial family of Japan kick off their summer holiday in Nassau. Prince Gustav and Princess Carina of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg announced the date of their son's christening. And Queen Margrethe II of Denmark hosts a reception for the President of Ukraine in Copenhagen. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Tuesday. My name is Alexandra, and this is your Royal Daily News for August 22nd, 2023. Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, as patron, presided over the inauguration of the new branch of the Danish National Center for Grief in Vejle, southern Denmark. According to a press release, over 50,000 individuals in the region of southern Denmark lose someone close to them. Up to 10,000 of them will experience such severe grief that they develop what is called a complicated grief reaction. With the opening of the new branch, children, young people, and their parents will be able to receive specialized grief therapy in their immediate area. The new branch is located in the historic building of Villa Flugborg. Quote, "The premises were designed based on knowledge from healing architecture, combined with artistic and creative experiences. The idea is that the decor should support activities related directly or indirectly to the therapy and the grieving process. This can take place, among other things, in the heart space, where visitors can meet a memory tree, which is a place where you can get space and the opportunity to express, reflect, and process your grief, because it is important to make time to remember the dead." End quote. The Danish National Center for Grief is supported by the Ole Kirk Foundation, the Edith and Godfrey Kirk Christiansen Foundation, the KG Foundation, and the Nine United Fund. On Tuesday, Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, accompanied by their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, held a reception at Christiansborg Slot in honor of the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, and First Lady Elena Zelenska's first official visit to Denmark. The Prime Minister of Denmark, Ms. Mette Frederiksen, the Danish Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Lars Rasmussen, the Minister of Defense, Mr. Jakob Ellemann-Jensen, and the Ukrainian ambassador to Denmark also attended the reception. According to the Danish Royal Court, the visit marks the, quote, "Danish support and backing for the Ukrainian defense with a focus on both the concrete military support and the long-term support for the country and its population. The Queen has, on several occasions, expressed her great support for the Ukrainian people." End quote. During the reception, Her Majesty the Queen presented a gift to the presidential couple, a painting entitled The Tree of Life. The acrylic painting was created by Her Majesty the Queen in the 1990s at Marselisborg Slot. In return, the presidential couple also presented the Queen with the painting. After the presentation of gifts and the signing of the Book of Honor, Her Majesty the Queen hosted an official luncheon held inside the Hand Library. Guests in attendance included members of the Danish government, a Ukrainian delegation, government representatives from Greenland and the Faroe Islands, the Danish ambassador to Ukraine, the Ukrainian ambassador to Denmark, and members of Her Majesty's Court and the Crown Prince couple's Chief of Court. On Sunday, President Zelensky met with members of the Danish government, as well as a number of Danes and Ukrainians living in Denmark who have, quote, "supported Ukraine's struggle for freedom," end quote. While the First Lady and the Crown Princess attended a Danish-Ukrainian evening service at the Haderslev Cathedral. In Berleburg, Mr. Ralph Brankamp, the spokesperson for their Serene Highnesses Prince Gustav and Princess Carina of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg, announced that their son, His Serene Highness, Hereditary Prince Gustav Albrecht of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg, will be christened on Saturday, August 26th, in the private chapel at Schloss Berleburg. The hereditary prince was born on May 26, 2023, in the United States, with the help of a surrogate. After 2 months in the States, the princely family returned to Schloss Berleburg last month. In the press release, Mr. Brankamp noted that further information about the christening will be announced in, quote, "in the course of this week," end quote. According to various sources, on Saturday, September 9th, the prince and princess will host a reception inside the orangery at Schloss Berleburg to, quote, mark the birth of their son, Gustav Albrecht, the hereditary prince Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg, end quote. At this time, it is unknown if members of the Danish royal family will attend the christening and reception. However, I will say that on the royal calendar, the days of August 26th and September 9th are free. In Stockholm, His Majesty King Carl Gustav of Sweden, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden, and His Royal Highness Prince Carl Philip of Sweden attended a meeting with members of the Defense Committee at the Kungliga Slottet. During the meeting, the chairman of the Defense Committee, Mr. Hans Wallmark, informed the King and the Crown Princess and the Prince about the, quote, Alavarstid report that was submitted on 19 June, end quote. The report includes, among other things, an assessment regarding the priorities and consequences of Swedish membership in NATO. In the afternoon, the Crown Princess presided over the 2023 Stockholm Junior Water Prize ceremony. Established in 1997 by the Stockholm International Water Institute to complement the Stockholm Water Prize, the Stockholm Junior Water Prize is considered the world's most prestigious award presented to a high school student for a water research project. On Monday, the Crown Princess, accompanied by Her Royal Highness Princess Estelle of Sweden, His Royal Highness Prince Oscar of Sweden, and His Royal Highness Prince Carl Philip of Sweden, hosted a reception for the Swedish women's national football team at the Kungliga Slottet. The ladies recently returned from Australia, where they participated in the FIFA Women's World Cup. The team received the bronze medal behind the Lionesses. In Rotterdam, Her Royal Highness Princess Laurentien of the Netherlands opened the 88th edition of the International World Library and Information Congress. Held under the theme, Let's Work Together, Let's Library, over 3,000 library and information professionals from 130 countries will, quote, explore how libraries can contribute to an inclusive society during the conference. Topics covered are personal development, encouraging reading, developing language and digital skills, and free access to culture. Sustainability and innovation are also important themes during the 5-day conference, end quote. Princess Laurentien is honorary chairman of the Association of Public Libraries and the founder of the Reading and Writing Foundation. The Dutch libraries work closely with the foundation to combat, quote, low literacy, end quote. Her Royal Highness Grand Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg took to social media on Monday to share several photos of His Royal Highness Grand Duke Henri of Luxembourg, their Royal Highnesses, the hereditary Grand Ducal family of Luxembourg, His Royal Highness Prince Louis of Luxembourg, His Royal Highness Prince Sebastian of Luxembourg, and Her Royal Highness Princess Alexandra of Luxembourg, and her husband, Mr. Nicolas Bagri, enjoying the summer holidays together in the south of France. Their Imperial Majesties, Emperor Naruhito and Empress Masako of Japan, accompanied by Her Imperial Highness Princess Aiko of Japan, began their summer holiday at the Nasu Imperial Villa in Nasu yesterday morning. This is the first time since the pandemic began that the imperial family have enjoyed a relaxing holiday at their villa. When speaking to the press, the emperor noted how happy he was that, quote, all 3 of us were able to come to the land of Nasu, which is rich in nature, end quote. Then Princess Aiko smiled and added, quote, I love it. I'm looking forward to it, end quote. According to the Imperial Household Agency, the emperor will return to the Imperial Palace in Tokyo on August 31st for, quote, imperial rituals, end quote, and will return to the Nasu Imperial Villa on September 1st. In Ajlun, His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan, accompanied by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II of Jordan, visited the Ajloun cable car station project this morning. During the visit, His Majesty the King received an overview of the project and engaged in discussions with the visitors using the cable car. Thereafter, His Majesty the King and the Crown Prince met with local community leaders from the Ajloun Governorate. During the meeting, the King discussed the cable car project, noting that it is a, quote, good starting point to enhance the tourism product, calling for connecting the project to other tourism attractions in the Governorate. His Majesty highlighted the importance of the government's master plan for Ajloun, end quote. In regard to political affairs, the King reaffirmed his commitment to implementing the political, economic, and administrative modernization tracks in order to, quote, achieve comprehensive development and to improve the quality of services, end quote. The local community leaders stressed their support for His Majesty the King's positions on local, regional, and international issues and gave suggestions for the implementation of the master plan in various fields, including development, tourism, agriculture, health, and productive projects. In the afternoon, His Majesty the King and the Crown Prince held a meeting with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Mr. Filippo Grandi, at Bayt al-Udun in Amman. According to the Royal Hashemite Court, during the meeting, discussions focused on the means of enhancing cooperation between Jordan and the UNHCR to maintain the provision of services to refugees. Discussions also focused on the need for the international community to shoulder its responsibilities towards host countries to enable them to continue providing relief and services to refugees. And finally, His Majesty King Charles III of the United Kingdom was officially welcomed to Balmoral Castle on Monday. According to Buckingham Palace, quote, in a small ceremony outside the castle gates, His Majesty inspected a guard of honor formed of the Balaclava Company, 5th Battalion of the Royal Regiment of Scotland, under the command of Major Robert Weir. The King was recently announced as Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Regiment of Scotland, succeeding Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in the role, end quote. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. I will be back tomorrow on Wednesday, August 23rd, with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful afternoon and a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Okay, have a wonderful afternoon, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.